Hey kids, welcome back to my YouTube channel. I'm Eipsa Weerasinghe and today we will be learning about the nervous system. So let's dive into the lesson then. Okay, so in this video we will be learning about the brain, how it works, diagram of it, about the nervous system, how it works and the diagram of it. So let's get started. Okay, so there was a girl and she was drinking a hot cup of tea. Suddenly the tea fell on her hand and she shouted. She asked her dad why it hurts when the hot cup of tea fell on her hand. And the dad said it is all because of the nervous system. Now my question is, what in the world is this nervous system? Okay, so before we learn about this system, we should learn about the brain. So let's get started. About the brain. Now, what's this brain? The brain is a soft, grey and wrinkly organ. Now, you can see it in the picture. It's very wrinkly and it's kind of a grey and it's very soft. So it's a kind of an organ like that. It is the most important organ in the body. Why we say it's very important? Okay, because it controls the human body. It's actually the boss of the human body. It controls the body. That's why it's the most important organ. The brain is protected by the skull. Since it's very important, the brain is protected by a bone called the skull. The brain is connected to the body by nerves. Okay, so we are going to be learning about the word nerves in a minute. The brain weighs 1/50 of the body weight. Now we need to learn about the spinal cord too. Now about the spinal cord. The spinal cord is a long, fragile tube-like structure that begins at the end of the brain stem and continues down almost to the bottom of the spine. The spinal cord is covered in a bone called the backbone. Now, the spinal cord is very important too. That's why it's covered in a bone called backbone. Okay, so now we need to learn the parts of the brain. Diagram of the brain and how it works. Now, you could see this big part. That's called the cerebrum. And this small down part, that's called the cerebellum. And this part, this tube-like structured part, that's called the brain stem. Now let's learn their functions. Cerebrum, this big part, it performs high mental activities like thinking, learning, physical activities such as running, playing, dancing, singing and all, talking, intelligence, calculations. So actually the cerebrum helps in your maths homework and all, and takes your intelligence, it helps you to talk, it helps you in learning, it helps you in thinking, it helps you in running and playing and physical activities and all. Now what does the cerebellum do? This part, it controls your movement and balance. In order to run, in order to play, in order to dance, we need movement and balance. So the cerebellum actually does that job only, movement and balance. Now the brain stem, what in the world does that do? Now the brain stem is this part, this tube-like part. It controls involuntary activities. What does that mean? Now, involuntary activities means the activities you don't need to think. It automatically happen, like sneezing, blinking, sleeping, heartbeat, and all. Now, the spinal cord is long, fragile, tube-like structure that begins at the end of the brain stem and continues down almost bottom of the spine. Now, can you see this picture? This is a brainstem. It connects, actually the spinal cord and the brainstem connects each other. Right, now we could learn about the nervous system. There are two types of nervous systems: central nervous system, which contains the brain and the spinal cord, and the peripheral nervous system, which contains the brain nerves and the spinal nerves. Now I know that this is not that clear, so let's check a diagram. This is the nervous system. It is classified into two groups: central nervous system and the peripheral nervous system. We could say C and S for central nervous system and P and S for peripheral nervous system. The C and S is also divided to two groups: brain and the spinal cord. And this P and S is also divided into two groups: spinal nerves and brain nerves. Right. Now we need to learn about meaning of coordination to go on. Adaptation of the body according to changes and interval environments. Now what does that mean? Let's check it in action. Sensory organs, ears, eyes, nose, tongue and skin detect and change. I'll give you some examples. You take your hand, put it inside the fridge or the freezer for only 1 minute. What happens? Your touch, your skin actually detects it that it's very cold inside. It starts to change to that environment. It starts to change. So goosebumps starts to come. Your brain is getting signals that it's very cold, and the signals that are sent to the brain sends them to the muscle and glands. Now the response is taken by the muscle and glands because they are going to be telling you whether to keep your hand inside or take it out as fast as you can. Right, now that we know the meaning of coordination, we will learn what does the central nervous system do then. Okay, the central nervous system controls all the activities and coordinations. Now, can you remember that I told you about the coordination? Yeah, the central nervous system only controls the activities and coordinations. And what do you think the peripheral nervous system do? The peripheral nervous system allows the brain and the spinal cord to receive and send information to other areas of the body, which allows us to react to the environment. Right, now, here, can you remember I told you that the peripheral nervous system contains brain nerves and spinal nerves? Same like that, they are located in the whole body. So they can allow the brain and the spinal cord to receive information and send them to all other parts of the body. Okay kids, that's the end of this video. And make sure to subscribe to my channel, like this video, share it with all your friends and families, and don't forget to comment me on your doubts regarding this video. I hope I could answer all of your comments, and make sure stay safe and wish you all a happy new year. Thank you.